Good afternoon once again. I'm about to prove this expression, okay? So it's basically grade 11 and 12, right? So you are given the expression which is sine theta divided by 1 plus cos of theta plus 1 plus cos of theta divided by the sine of theta, which is equal to 2 divided by the sine of theta. So basically you need to prove that the left hand side it is equal to the right hand side. So the advice that I can give it to you is that you need to check the most complicated side between the two sides, because you have the left hand side which is equal to the right hand side. Basically, let me say you have got left hand side and the right hand side. Okay, so now you always start with the most complicated side. So whenever you check these two sides here, you can see that, oh, the most complicated side is this one, is the left hand side. So just use the left hand side to prove that it is equals to 2 divided by the sine of theta. So now you see left hand side, it is equals to the sine of theta divided by 1 plus the cos of theta, okay? Plus 1 plus the cos of theta divided by the sine of theta. So you don't have to stress yourself, just relax and then you do what I taught you in the classroom. Okay, so now when you have two fractions like this, you must make sure that you multiply the denominators. I don't want to use that method whereby you use LCD. So just do the multiplication, okay? So you're going to say divide by. You multiply sine of theta by 1 plus cos of theta. So this will be the sine of theta multiplied by 1 plus the cos of theta. Okay, you see that? It's very easy. Just write sine of theta, open bracket, 1 plus cos of theta. Okay, and then from now, since you have multiplied these two, now you can do the cross multiplication. The sine of theta multiplied by the sine of theta. Sine of theta multiplied by the sine of theta, you're getting what? The sine squared what? Theta. Plus, because there is addition in between. So it's plus. And then now you multiply 1 plus cos theta multiplied by 1 plus cos theta. So let me write it this side. It's basically, look, it's 1 plus cos of theta multiplied by 1 plus cos of theta, so that you guys can understand, right? So now we are going to multiply 1 times 1 is 1. 1 multiplied by the cos of theta is plus cos of theta. Do you see that? And then now you have to multiply the cos of theta times 1. Cos of theta times 1 is 1. It's basically plus cos of theta. And then again you multiply this cos theta times the cos of theta, and then you're getting what? Positive cos squared 1 theta. So now you need to add the like terms. Okay, it means you're going to remain with 1 plus 2 cos theta plus the cos squared theta. So this is what I'm going to write. Here. Okay, so we're going to write it's basically 1 plus 2 cos of theta plus cos squared theta. So 1 plus 2 cos theta plus cos squared theta is the multiplication of these two. This denominator multiplied by the numerator here, okay? And then from this part now, you can solve. From this part, you can say, this is what's. Now you need to check. We do have the identity here, the identity of sine squared theta plus cos squared theta. You can just rearrange these, okay? Because you want to actually remain with 2 divided by the sine of theta. So now you can do this. You can say the sine squared theta plus the cos squared theta plus 1 plus, okay, plus 1 plus 2 cos of theta divided by the sine of theta 1 plus cos of theta. Right. So now from this part here, now you can say, oh, now we do have the identity of sine squared theta plus the cos squared what? Theta. Which will give us what? Which will give us 1. Because you know that from the three identities, sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equals to 1. So now you can say, let me use this space sum here. So it's basically sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is 1. It's 1 plus this one plus 2 cos theta. You divide by what? You divide by the very same denominator, the sine of theta 1 plus the cos of theta. So now you can add these two like terms, right? 1 plus 1 is 2. So 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 2 cos of theta divided by the sine of theta 1 plus the cos of theta. Okay. So now, I've got two terms. I've got two terms here. This is our numerator. So we have got how many terms? 2 terms. It means you can factor out the 2. Now let me factor out the 2. So now I can say 2 multiplied by a number that whenever I multiply with it, I can be able to get this 2, right? So it means the number that I can use is basically 1 plus. Just because I factored out the 2 here, it means I will remain with the cos of theta. Do you see that? Divided by what? The sine of theta 1 plus cos of what? Of theta. So now you can cancel. Do you see that? You can cancel 1 plus cos of theta and 1 plus cos of theta. Why do I have to cancel? It is because there is multiplication between the 2 and the open bracket, okay? And there is a multiplication between sine theta and this 1 plus cos of theta because they are inside the brackets. Therefore, you can cancel these 2 and then you remain with what? You remain with the 2 divided by what? Divided by the sine of theta. So now you can see that, oh, the left hand side, it is close to the right hand side. Do you see that? Now you conclude by saying left hand side, it is close to the right hand side. And then you are done. That was very easy. So if ever you want to try it before you can watch my video, you can just try to do it on your own so that you can have better understanding of this thing.